When you're writing a book, whether it's non-fiction or fiction or even regardless of genre, it comes down to 3 separate stages that you have to go through. The first one is writing, actually writing the first draft, getting your thoughts on paper, getting the general gist of the story and all the details that pop up in your mind. And the second stage is rewriting. This is where you take out all the info dumps that you left in because your mind was freewheeling. It's where you discard plots, add plot, change characters, that sort of thing. And then finally there's the editing stage where you have the general layout of the story complete and solid, and what you really need to do is to fix the language, fix small details, and trace basically any mistake left after the rewriting process. Step 1 you do only once, step 2, step 3 you can do as many times as you want. Now, in my experience, most writers will write the first draft of a complete novel and finish that first, before doing anything else, before touching anything else. And then they go back and rewrite sometimes as much as 95% of the novel because, well, if you change something small at the beginning, that can have enormous consequences later on in the story. So everything, to keep it consistent, you have to change everything that has to do with that one thing you changed in the beginning. Now, I'm not the most patient of persons, and the thought of writing 100,000 words, which is a typical novel, and then throwing out 90 to 95,000 words of those and rewrite it completely. Writing a first draft takes months, sometimes as much as half a year. So I don't want to do all that work twice. So what I do instead is I write the way that many novelists in the 19th century used to do, by installments. So I write the first draft of one chapter, and then I rewrite that and make sure that I'm happy and only need to edit out small tidbits before moving on to the second. And then I'll write the first draft of that chapter and rewrite that until I'm satisfied before moving on to the third, etc., etc. And then when the final chapters are done and all the individual chapters have had their own individual editing rounds, then there's another 2 edits done on completed manuscript for consistency on one hand, and for language typos and formatting errors. That's the final round, and then you get to the next stages of formatting and preparing it for print and preparing it for ebooks, etc., etc.